We Culture comes to you compliments Hubbard's and Grenada Paper Products, manufacturers of Royal, Horizon and Quick and Easy paper towels and napkins.
Hubbard's big promotion is back. Live free for 1 year. Spend $50 or more in any Hubbard's department and receive a chance to win big prizes every month. Property or vehicle insurance for 1 year. Free internet, cable and data for 1 year. Free fuel for 1 year. Free cooking gas for 1 year. Free electricity for 1 year. Free drinks for 1 year. Extra cash account and the big free groceries for 1 year. Promotion runs from April 1st to September 30th, 2021. Live free for 1 year with Hubbard's in association with Solgas, Flow, Grenadian General Insurance, Carib Brewery, Coca-Cola, Grenada Bottling Company, Grenlec, Communal Cooperative Credit Union, Dutch Lady Milk, Promo, Danny and Supreme. Terms and conditions apply.
We shall fight them on the beaches. We shall defend our islands and our oceans to rid our waterways of plastic and other marine litter. We shall fight in the mountains, the valleys, on the coastline. We shall never surrender until every home on every street in our cities, towns and villages in the OECS learn to reuse, reduce and recycle plastic and prevent the pollution of our beloved ocean. We shall fight marine litter together with our sports clubs, our churches, the private sector, our schools. Join the fight. We shall never surrender.
This message is brought to you by the OECS Commission with funding from the Government of Norway. Remlit, tackling ocean pollution from tooth to surf.
With them coconuts, rum lemon, passion fruit, sorrel, even the exotic spicy rum.
Ah, the flavored rums of Grenada Distillers Limited.
Class codes?
Yes, girl. They are all produced by the Grenada Distillers Limited in Woodlands. You know, all their rums are world-class and internationally acclaimed, winners of numerous gold medals.
I have the spicy rum and the
Grenada's #1 rum. We drink it on sport. Add a little flavor to your life. Get vaxxed, hey, hey, vaccinated. Get vaxxed, hey, hey, get vaccinated. Vaccinated. So wear your mask up, wash your hands up, and practice social distance. This is we chance to advance. Come let we fight this COVID at once. So come on, let we fall in line. We want to come back to with social life. There is vaccination island wide. So come on, let we fight it to protect we and we family.
This is a message from the Grenada Red Cross and the Ministry of Health.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
For your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
When a loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on LaCour Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment. as you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest. Visit or call LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
Kindly greasy pole, and we don't dance round the maypole.
Good evening once again, folks. Welcome to We Culture. It's Friday evening. Of course, it's the new norm. And the team is here with me. And so we're going to welcome them one time. Fellas, good evening. Welcome back.
Good evening, my brother. How everybody doing?
I know you didn't answer first in a scholar. Well, listen, I was
born on Sunday, on a Monday. No?
Hold on. Just before we start, I was playing Whole What, and I was singing along, but somewhere along the line, instead of saying Whole What, I started singing Whole Duck, you know. The thing just come.
Scala would be stupid not to sue you for me plagiarizing his song.
No, I ain't plagiarizing that. I making the man popular, you know.
Yeah.
Promotional purposes, man.
Now I give you full privilege. Once it's dark, you're singing about that, you're privilege.
No, serious. And then I singing, instead of saying whole one, I say whole dark.
I find somebody else quiet, boy.
No, she'll wait, boy. She'll wait.
Listen, others only know when to tell me about things happening in the road and accidents. Once you ever had an accident in the road, that became my reputation. I signed in here all the time. Nobody.
She logged in 7:30.
I got it to Larry Joseph. Nobody was here.
I can tell you why we still logging all it tonight.
Why?
Because last week you logged in since quarter to
6.
Because Dubai was coming. Yeah, since 7 she logged in. So she can't go back now too late. So she go late gradually.
Yeah.
I just so that I mean I don't worry you see. You don't worry you don't come on it tonight again.
I'm pleading the fee.
Aye.
So fellas, how things going?
Doc, you want to take first, Joe?
Was the man say I done frontish already?
Do I say frontish? I never say frontish.
You don't have good food taking front.
All I say, I know you don't answer first.
That has grown me up. I have a lot of respect. So, guys, good night to everybody, all the listeners of We Culture. We are here again. And Godfrey, I don't know if you had a general introduction of what we're doing tonight. I stepped out a while, so...
No, not yet.
Yeah, but I think you should do that and then let me run.
Yeah,
but I was say good night to all the listeners.
Yeah, but that I was just always say good night. I know all of us vex tonight and always say good night and things.
All right, so I did my due. We are here again for a treat. Hopefully, we ride down that road of history and, in actually recent history.
Yeah,
so we're hoping to hear from you, and we know it would be a jolly good time because of the topic we are looking at tonight should be light and fun.
Definitely. Finley, man.
Yeah. Let me tell you this. People have met me and they have said to me, everybody usually would ask, what topic are you looking at tonight? What topic are you looking at on Friday night? So the thing is that people, when you set a certain standard, Doc, you have to maintain the standard. So people don't seem to want to come into We Culture shooting blind. Because you set that standard already, you bring Reece, you parade, you beat up on food, Doc, is what they don't do. Reece bake, Reece do all kind of things. So people knew beforehand Reece was baking, and they should come to We Culture asking for cake. And this is something that people usually would ask, what is it topic? Because I guess in some way they want to go and plan and prepare. So the thing is that, Godfrey, you have to stop that. You have to stop that.
Me have to stop that.
You have to stop that.
A man,
people the topic.
A man quite from America messaged me early today asking me, what are they talking about tonight in shooting?
Yeah. Well, that is standard.
That's the standard. When I tell you people asking me this thing, people ain't asking me this thing just in grade. People got from Canada what we talking about tonight. So I mean, I know we could partner who's in and store them. I mean, these guys just take this thing. These guys are integral to this thing as us, you know.
That's
We just
serious business for this fellas, you know.
Yeah, them men have to go and research their thing. I mean, the thing is that they could fly back in their memory what it is as we start speaking. But them men does want to make sure
get a head start.
They give their memory a head start. They give their memory a jump start. Since Thursday, since Wednesday, the memory on jump start. So, why do you think, Rishi?
I share the same view. Everywhere I go, people always ask me, after they tell me, well, you know, they're tuning in, they would ask you, what are they talking about this week? You know, and there's this high expectation on that you don't even want to disappoint them. You know, you're afraid to say it might be a boring topic. You know, like when we first started doing radio, and I was told that would be our lowest views. You remember that?
Yeah.
It turned out to be one of the highest viewed shows.
Of course.
You know, so yes, you don't want to disappoint them. You know, because they seem to expect for us to always be on a high with what is it that we're going to be discussing.
Well, so, no, I agree. But I believe sometimes they had to kind of get them
suspect.
Yeah, they want to tune in early. But I wonder what them fellas talking about tonight, boy. You know?
And I want you to stick a pin there. Because one of the comments already on Facebook, right, is from Hannah Plenty. And she said, Reece, I noticed that he said, good night, fellas. And you just said again, what are those fellas talking about again? You see that?
Listen, hold on. Listen,
watch me. I'm forgiving you before you give me an excuse.
I'm not giving any excuse. I ain't giving no excuse. I'm just telling you that this is we culture, and the new cultural thing now. When you refer to people, man, woman is guys. Not so, Finley? You guys and you guys and you guys. Where is man, woman is guys?
From fellas.
Guys
is different from fellas. Guys, yes, men and women, but fellas is different.
No. Guys and fellas is the
I find so.
No.
I find so.
We start the new culture. No. Guys and fellas is the same thing.
No, scholar. No.
If this week you say fellas, next week say girls, say ladies.
No.
Ladies is not a cultural. Is not a cultural word.
Well, it seems like you're bringing in a piece of culture when it comes to calling women fellas. So we will bring in one where we call in men ladies.
You have to stop that.
Reece, a mistake was made and they don't want to accept that.
Let me tell you something.
I told him I forgive him.
No doubt. No. Let me tell you.
Scholar guys generic.
From since the Bible was written, man.
Yes, but not fella.
Hold on, I just that. Man was referred to is in the collective as man and woman.
Right. I agree.
Then they bring it come up now to guys.
Right.
Which follows basically the same pattern of man. Right? So notice we didn't say boys.
I guess the whole point is guys and man, but what about fellas? You don't tie it in.
Finley, let me tell her. Reece, go on Facebook and read something on Facebook first.
Which one? Good night, teacher Reece. I saw you did an excellent job with the students. Hats off. That one?
Before that.
You mean Hannah Plenty? I just told you what she said.
Not Hannah Plenty, Cynthia B.
Cynthia B? Okay. I'm not seeing it.
Well, it says.
Guys and fellas same? No. I agree. Let me tell you. Back in the day, guys were men.
Not now.
Back in the day.
Not now.
But now, we call, our team guys at work, everybody guys kind of thing. So I could understand Cynthia saying guys and fellas are the same. That was back in the day. But right now, if guys, fellas are the same, then guys and ladies are the same.
Reece, I just stop that.
Guys, man, based on the Bible, guys, general. But when you come to fellas, it's different.
You see, here's the problem with Doc and Reece.
Yeah.
And I'll take them back and I'll answer them culturally. Now, man is a universal word, right?
Right.
Guys, which we change to mean to be equivalent to man. Guys is an American kind of thing.
It is.
Right? Fellas, which is our equivalent, is Grenadian thing.
Yes.
Fellas is equivalent. Hold on. Let me tell you on this. Fellas is equivalent to American guys. So fellas is man and woman.
Listen, and if we go, if we go to England, it's blokes, blue blokes. Blokes
is not a woman. A bloke is not a woman.
Bloke
is not a woman.
Bloke was not woman long, but bloke is woman now.
I would argue that answers going maternity water though.
Well, you know that. You see what you know that.
Anyway, fellas. We talking. We continue with our entertainment series. Last week we had some big names, some legends with us. Tonight is just us, and we want to move to how entertainment moved from the home to the community. Now, before we go to that, someone called me. As a matter of fact, a lady in the Ministry of Education. I called to speak to someone in the Ministry of Education, and I said who I was and who I wanted to speak to. And before the woman answered me, she said, all you forget Dutch party, where man bring a bottle and woman bring a plate or whatever.
A dish, yeah.
And that was a entertainment at home. And then somebody else said to me, there's another one they call ends, but it was more at Christmas time.
Ends party?
Anything that you are remaining, you bring it.
But after Christmas.
Yeah.
But
so
ends party does happen anytime now. Once you have leftovers,
that's it.
Grenadians always want a reason to fit. Grenadians, especially abroad. So when the drinks are finished, we say we go meet up next week, and we call it an ends party.
Yeah. They say, fellas, we go finish that next week.
Yeah.
Right. So we
yeah, they say that. Go ahead.
Fellas and girls.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
So fellas,
So Godfrey, explain the program tonight.
What they were trying to do? All you want to say, fellas. All you want to say, fellas. Anyway.
Godfrey talking as if like he didn't plan the program. You fine?
He sounds like that, but
you sound like he didn't plan the program.
I'm planning the program. He
sounds like that, but we know better than that.
Culture is not planting. This one is plan. This one is plan culture.
Godfrey introduced the thing.
Well, you don't let it me. Alright, so we're moving into the community and. We continue with the music. So we move from radio and we go into the music and what brought people out of the home into the community to have a good time, to entertain themselves. And in the early days, as far back as I can remember, it started with the bands, the combo bands. And little villages had the little bands where they would play the music. In fact, when you had a party before, it was bands that used to play. And there was something very interesting that the dance hall used to be the school. So the school, that's where they used to have the dance. They organize, they have their dance, the bands play and all of that. And that was a way of entertainment. And people, I recall people dressing up, husband and wife, boyfriend and girlfriend, fellas and girls. They go in, they dance, and they have a good time, music playing. And I'm sure you can remember a lot of those bands. And Doc, you remember the famous band in Tivoli, Blue Beats?
Blue Beats, yeah.
Blue Beats was a very popular band. And we had some fellas, people like Stazik. Remember Stazik?
Costa,
Compeu, Janla. Yeah. And then there was a guy in poetry. Mess was the real one of the best drummers.
Yeah, Mess. Well, yes. We had Poe from Hermitage.
Yes, there was another man. Scholar, you ever had band in Chantimel? Chantimel ever had no band?
I know.
I never had no band come from Chantimel.
But Godfrey, we have to go before band.
Godfrey, you have to stop that. But even before band.
Before band.
We had the jukebox.
Yeah.
The jukebox was before band.
No. No.
Or if they were simultaneous, if they ran together. But I know you had the jukebox.
Well, Godfrey, I going first tonight.
Yeah, go on.
I think before the band, people like Elmo, Weasley, Pipey, Levi, that must ring a bell. We are going Pitet.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys and them used to go around. And when people go into dance, they used to go to dance with drums. So when people say they go into a dance, they go to dance. So for every occasion, somebody having a maroon, somebody at a wake, because for PK itself, what we call PK Tivoli, well, I've been more specific. So PK basically used to happen after someone died. So you had the gyration and the simulation to represent that life continues. So they used to have the drums around. And then later on, people start to have instruments. I mean, we talk about, because somebody asked what was the topic, and I say adult entertainment. And adult entertainment, some people are, they open my eyes to say, well, what is he talking about? But I think before if you're looking at entertainment for persons, he had the singing, the small groups sitting around together, singing, playing instruments without electricity. And I think that led to the involvement of the multigun, the guitar, and some the saxophones that becoming those things are them that did not need amplification or electrification. And then later on, I think it evolved into, first bands, and then we come into the era where electricity started coming through, and other instruments start taking over, including, I think, as scholars say, the jukebox. I have a vague recollection. I tried to get some information about the gramophone. So I don't know if somebody could, but I know at one time when records start coming through, some people like in my area, like Bado, people like Bado and Justin and them, these people and them had record players. So you take out one record and after a while the next one come, and the jukebox evolve. So I don't know if that is the exact order, but from my recollection, from what I get from some of the elders, that is how it kind of evolved. And then later on, electricity, because electricity took a while to come, particularly to places like in the rural community. So then bands, the real bands evolved, like the Blue Beats in Tivoli, because then we started having electricity. And some of those persons that actually came with the band was mainly some of the people that came out from Aruba and other places that had money to invest a little into first generators and then electricity and then, of course, the instruments. So I think I would, yeah.
But before I wanted to go because somebody mentioned scholar just before you go. And you mentioned it briefly, Doc. The tambu bamboo, the beating of the bamboo, and women would sing songs and all of that.
Yes,
because that was a big thing.
That was a big thing. And tambu bamboo, while the last known group was the one was the one in La Poterie.
Yeah.
But there were a series of tambu bamboo group throughout. Remember, drums were banned in throughout, drums were banned. You couldn't play drum in public places, blah blah blah. I think actually that is still on the books, law books in Grenada here. And then tambo bamboo was something that was used, that came but evolved out of people trying to create their own song and their own music. And I think some of the games, or people looking for entertainment, some form of socialization, some of the games, the clap rhythm, the hand rhythm, and those things, and then evolve out of that need to, for a greater level of leisure for socialization. So hence the development of the instruments, and people had songs, and people were a lot more creative because they had the time. I don't know if they were more, I wouldn't place it to just being more intelligent, but more time, more leisure time. So people then evolve.
Skulls, I'd cut you earlier, just to talk about the tambo bamboo.
Now, something I just wanted to ask, Doc, because I find it tracing the thing. Doc speak about when the electricity, before you had the electricity and whatnot, and Doc seemed to be saying that that's what I gathering from, and I figure he get the timing wrong. Probably that the jukebox used to use with electricity. Because I don't know much about jukebox, honestly.
No, jukebox wasn't. I don't know how it worked,
Huh? Raymond
well, probably as the name said, jukebox. I know you have to go and select.
You go and select. You put a money.
You put a money inside.
And then you select the song you want to play.
But you paid with current.
It played with electricity, and there was the only set had batteries there, because I think the first lulled song system, we will come to that, was used a battery. So the one I know, the jukebox I know, was won by a man called Raymond McClan in Tivoli, and it was electricity then. I don't know if there were others before it, but you put, I don't know if it was a 50 cents. You select a song.
50 cents in those days, a penny?
I don't know. I maybe it could be. I'm not so sure. It could be a penny. Yeah. You put your money, and then you select the song that you like based on what they have, and then it would play it, and then the next person would come and play. So that was the jukebox in all the days. But the one I knew, Scholar, it had electricity that time. Well, I mean, I was a little boy, so it had electricity in Tivoli Junction. That is what it was. Godfrey, I don't know. You remember Raymond Place?
Well, if I remember Raymond Place, among the pools that by Raymond, I do, so what I'm due.
Okay.
Let me Reece, what do you have on the western side?
I was about to say, okay, ladies, y'all are not going to rule the show tonight, all right? But in St. John's, we've always been very musically inclined. So there's plenty of musicians from St. John's, and I can speak about Guam in particular. But we did have live bands. We had Harmonies with Brass. I'm sure a lot of you can remember that one, because it was one that used to go around the country. And there was Elite Vibrations as well. And when we talk about like the whole traditional thing and teaching children how to play the drums, and in public areas, we have this gentleman, Sancho created drum sets using and come out on certain occasions, cultural occasions, and he would, it was something that people really appreciated, because it leaning towards the whole steel band movement and all of that, the milk cans being played as drum sets and that sort of thing. I don't know about, I've heard about jukebox, but I don't know about jukebox.
Yeah, we're getting some problems there. And flow not treating really nice at all.
I know about.
It's terrible.
Yeah. Guys, let me just say this. There was someone is telling us that Livingston, I think you remember that. There was something called the Delco.
Is she still talking?
Yeah, I realize, because oh boy, she's taking.
You don't still flow to the number one receipt.
Yeah, not just one, a lot.
The Delco was the generator.
The Delco was the generator. But I think other jukeboxes were powered by that, you know.
Well, it could be. Could be. I know we had one Delco in Chantimel, and one person had a Delco, but Delco was for when Coran go. We, I think, was often in those days. Coran just to go. So when Coran go, you go behind there and you
play your Delco.
You pour your gas and you pull your Delco string, and Delco making a set of nice. You put the LED what music are playing over the Delco. Richie, you're back.
Flo, is he up?
You know, but Godfrey, you know, we kind of missed out on this on this trajectory. The steel band or the steel band.
Well, actually, I was going to come to that because I want to come to the emergence of the steel band because we have a pan man in the midst.
Yeah, but what I wanted to say, Godfrey, that because really I've just asked and so on, but me and say nothing yet, and. Basically, I would remember, even from Chantimel, that we had all of these things that Doc would have spoken about, the tambu, bamboo, and you texted me about band and so on. Some of the most skillful musicians came from Chantimel. Yeah, please don't forget that. And there was a plethora of bands. I mean, even school during those days had bands,
Yes.
So I know McDonald College, for example, had a band that could rival any other string band in the country. I mean, ACP Chessman Prince, for example, who is the big man in police now. He used to be one of the baddest bassmen. People would never know that. Looking at him now, very unassuming and so on. But that man used to pull a mid-bass string, and he was in McDonald College at that time. And up there we had Magnificent Six.
Yeah.
We had 7 Degrees. I mean, those were legendary bands in those days. And then Godfrey spoke about bands playing in schools. But I remember there was all them little places had something called a disco. You remember a disco?
Yeah.
That was the full name, the discotheque. So people used to go in the discotheque. But Godfrey, let me finish up my exhortations later because we get to take a break.
Reece, you back with us?
Godfrey, you taking the break?
Yeah, we're gonna take the break, but I just trying to make sure that Reece back with us.
Yeah, Reece back. I seen she eyes moving.
All right, so we're gonna take the break, folks, and we're gonna come back. Stay with us. Don't
stop moving again.
Ah, boy, we are.
Get high making money moves with the NLA's new Aces High Scratch game with 4 chances to win. Beat the dealer's card to win the prize shown. Reveal an A symbol. And just like that, you are automatically a winner. Scratch away to win the top prize of $10,000. Win easy with Scratch. Must be 18 or older to play.
Good evening and welcome to the National Lottery Authority's Daily Pick 3 evening draw for today, Friday, the 25th of June, 2021. I'm Lexanne Fletcher and I'll be your draw hostess for this evening. Joining me is Ms. Priscilla Barry. She's representing PKF Accountants and Business Advisors. Ms. Barry is here to ensure the games for this evening are conducted in a fair and accountable manner, that the game balls have not been tampered with and are within industry standards. Here's a quick reminder, as always, with the Pick 3 game, you can bet as little as $1 on inline, mix, and pair tickets, and from $2 on backup tickets. Let's find out what the winning numbers will be for this evening. It pays to play. Good luck. All right, do check your tickets now. First number up is 0. Second number 4. Third and final. Yes, third and final is 1. All right, let's recap. First number, 0. The second number, 4. Third and final was 1. Congratulations if you're a winner this evening, and do stay tuned. We've got the cash for a draw coming up next. We'll see you then.
Tick, tock, 2. I win.
Feel like a big kid again when you play NLA's new scratch game, Tic-Tac-Toe. It's instant cash on the go. Reveal 3 X's or 3 O's in the same row, column, or diagonally, and win the prizes shown, or as much as $5,000. Win easy with Scratch. Must be 18 or older to play. Tic-Tac-Toe, please.
Give me a tic-tac-toe, please. Tic-tac-toe, please.
Welcome back. It's time for the daily cash flow draw for this evening, Friday, the 25th of June, 2021. Joining me once again is Ms. Priscilla Barry. She's representing PKF Accountants and Business Advisors. Just to remind you, with the cash flow game, you can bet as little as $1 on most of the bet types, with the exception of backup, in which case you bet $2. Let's find out what the winning numbers will be for this evening. It's more plays, bigger prizes. Good luck. First number up is 0. The second number 6. Third number 2, and the final. Yes, final number is 3. All right, double check your tickets. First number 0. The second number 6. Third number up was 2, and the fourth and final 3. Congratulations if you're a winner this evening, and do stay tuned. We've got a play-way draw coming up next. We'll see you then.
More with the NLA's Daily Cash Fall. Every day with more plays and bigger prizes to be won. It's a 4-digit game with all the bet types you already know and much, much more. From 0000 to 9999. Choose your 4 numbers and place your bet from 11 different bet types. Choose from inline, 4 different mixes, first 3, last 3, and 4 different backup options too. Best of all, it starts at just $1, except for backups, which starts at $2. Win as much as $5,000 with a $1 inline bet, and as much as $6,200 in a $2 backup bet. Imagine $50,000 for a winning $10 inline bet. There's definitely more to win with the Daily Cash 4. More plays, bigger prizes, twice per day, Mondays to Saturdays. Must be 18 and over to participate. NLA, making your dreams come true while supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Welcome back, viewers and listeners. It's time for the Playway draw for this evening, Friday, the 25th of June, 2021. I've got Ms. Priscilla Barry with me once again. She's representing PKF Accountants and Business Advisors. As a reminder, with the Playway game, all you got to do is bet as little as $1 up to $10 on increments on any number or dream symbol of your choice, and get to win 24 times the amount you bet. That's $24 for every dollar spent. Let's find out what the winning Playway number will be for this evening. Vow your dreams when your way with Playway. Good luck. All right, and the winning Playway number is this evening's winning Playway number 23. That's 2323. The dream symbol is rat. Just repeat tonight's winning Playway number. That's 232323. The dream symbol rat. If you're a winner, congratulations to you, and we hope you got your tickets for the lotto draw that comes up later on. The estimated jackpot, $80,000. We'll see you then.
I'm a winner, you are winner, we are winners, winners.
It's the big one. Grenada. Imagine winning $25,000 and up to 6 times by scratching just one little ticket. Get your triple cash scratch tickets for a chance to live your best life. Win easy with Scratch. For just $3, match any of your numbers to any of the winning numbers and win the prize shown for that number. Reveal a money bag symbol and win the prize instantly. Triple cash scratch. In stores now. Must be 18 or older to play.
Cause I'm a winner. From the moment that I get up, I'm feeling right.
Hubbard's big promotion is back. Live free for 1 year. Spend $50 or more in any Hubbard's department and receive a chance to win big prizes every month. Property or vehicle insurance for 1 year. Free internet, cable, and data for 1 year. Free fuel for 1 year. Free cooking gas for 1 year. Free electricity for 1 year. Free drinks for 1 year. Extra cash account and the big free groceries for 1 year. Promotion runs from April 1st to September 30th, 2021. Live free for 1 year with Hubbard's in association with Solgas, Flow, Grenadian General Insurance, Carib Brewery, Coca-Cola, Grenada Bottling Company, Grenlec, Communal Cooperative Credit Union, Dutch Lady Milk, Promo, Danny and Supreme. Terms and conditions apply.
Kindly greasy pole, and we don't dance from the maypole.
Welcome back, folks. It's Week Culture. Reece, you having some issues, man?
Yeah. Plenty issues. I mean, I'm just tired of it. I'm really, really tired of it. This has been happening for like months now, and I'm just tired of every week I'm on the phone with Flo. I'm paying for 100 megabytes per second download speed, and right now I'm getting 1.64. It usually ranges anywhere between 0 and 10. On a good day, I might get a 20-something, but it's always that bad. And I invited the Flow rep to look at the show tonight because I'm telling her that this thing is embarrassing. Every Friday, it happens religiously. And they will come, they will make all the mawet, and it seems like it's about 4 different companies that work in it, and you don't know who is responsible for anything. Everybody always telling you it's not them, it's this one. Call this one. They go put in a complaint for that, and have me like a fool just every day just screenshotting what my download speed is, sending it to nobody because nobody responding, and then on 2 days after they will call me and say, well, we got a message from you on a virtual store, and you have to recite the complaint from January in June, as if like they don't even have a file on you. I mean, it's crazy. We've had 400.
We've had so many complaints like on our illicit program. People have called about Flow and this kind of thing. I mean, over and over and over. And I don't understand why they're not addressing this issue. I mean, it's
like, at what point, as I said to her today, at what point can I say that I'm at least getting 75? A little 50. I mean, come on, like 20 something. Right now it's 1.64, you know.
And they're collecting money from you.
And that's what I said to her. I said, y'all don't call and say, well, we're going to give you some kind of rebate. You don't have to pay for this month. Nothing like that. And they respond, well, that's not how the system works.
Oh.
Customer, that's not how the system works. So the system works in a form that you rob me. Because remember, they bill you at the beginning of the month for the service to come. And you don't get the service that was gone. You don't get the service to come, but your bill is on time. If it's one thing, the bills don't come blurry, it don't come shaky, it don't come missing numbers. It comes strong. It's well done.
Your bill's coming 100 megabytes.
Yes, they should get into billing service. Yeah, they should get into billing services because their bills come crisp. You get it on email, you know, but everything else.
I found a pattern with some of those big, large companies that seriously, like to me, like they are all to just serious exploit this part of the world. And Flow is no exception. The Tootback, I love them.
No, it's not nice.
And I think for lawyers, I don't know if some lawyers could come together and have a class action because it takes that much. I've heard complaint, particularly from a lady in Korea that has so much problem since she changed over to the new system. And it's like she cannot, that's her only form of entertainment, looking at television and listening to her radio, you know. And she's really, really in the red, can't get nothing, she can't see anything.
No, you got a lot of it.
And when they were making a change, the reasoning that they gave me, I don't know if they give everybody else that, is that when rain falls, the system that we have cannot support, you know, when the rain falls. When it looks as though rain never stopped falling by me.
Anyway, guys, I have. Reece, let's take some comments on Facebook. Let's see what we have.
That if Reece could make it.
Well, I will start or never finish. So, well, Hannah Plenty was Reece. No, I said this before. Let me just go on to Derek. Derek says the Bible says male and female. He made them all and he called them Adam. I know where Derek get our problem.
I agree.
Hannah says that she can settle with guys but not fellas. Fellas is male. I agree. Let's see. We have Zavid saying hello, good night, we culture, greetings. The vibes tonight, as I understand, is about the DJs. Who remember the days of Cubby Hole and DJ Love Man? Them weekend party was nice. Yeah. Joan Wellington is saying River Sally had the Woodpeckers band. Joan Wellington, the banjo was a musical instrument. But she said banjo. I don't know if that was the original name, but Maria is saying the banjo. Right. Zavid Seals, the creation of the steel pan. I guess he's asking that we speak about that. Let's see again. We have Angela is saying SAS had Bits and Pieces. That band played in a Calypso competition. Ken Aberdeen won and I placed second. Good old days at SAS. Well, Gloria is telling me, yes, Reece, give them a fed up too. They need to stop that. Yes, Flo, you need to stop that. I'm fed up. I'm somebody in marketing and I don't usually do that, but I am tired. Rosemond is saying Flo, like the program is about Flo tonight. Flo needs some serious competition and see how they will improve their service. Now, Jose is saying Jukebox was like a game machine, which was compact with records of the name, and the name of the songs was written on small papers. And you have to push a quarter in a slot, then select the music you want to play. So that's how the jukebox, as I think Livingston would have explained, that's how it happened.
He didn't say what he used to work with. Toronto, Delco.
He said battery. Yeah, he said battery.
He said battery?
Yes, he said battery. I feel you very said wine up some too.
Yeah, Doc say battery. So let me that's all. We have a few on the WhatsApp platform here. Someone says there was something where men was beating bamboo and singing and chanting their songs. In my community, Caruth, there was a man called Mr. Benoit. He had a jukebox played with current. The mouth organists used to come together and go around playing enough music. Someone said there were some bands in St. Patrick. Mr. Glean Dancing Hall in Chantimel had the best all-day fete. Scholar, you forget. Pax Harley and the Elements from Chantimel. Gary and the Rhythmers. Scotty and the Dynamos. They said the jukebox was used. Jukebox used to be powered by a Delco, a brand of generator. Let's see what else we have. Yeah. Someone says, they used to wax the dance hall floor with a candle. I guess that's for when they having dance, and so they wax the floor.
Dance in your Castian?
Yeah, you get real moves.
With candle?
Yeah, they wax it with candle.
Yes,
they got slide, the slide, but the electric slide.
You know how much candle you have to use to wax a floor?
Well, it depends. But we didn't know the candle was a big thing, you had other candles.
Maybe they used to have some big fat candle, man. So one candle.
Someone else said Monjelu had a band, the Almonds, with the Bowen brothers and others. I think it was in the late 50s and 60s, I think. What else we have? Right. Someone said guys could cover both man and woman, but fellas refer to men. But your partner Springer. Springer to stop. Oh, Springer to stop that day. Springer to stop that. I think that's let me see. I think that's all we have for now. All right, on the WhatsApp platform. So guys, with all of that, and then later on came the emergence of the DJ.
Yeah, but
before you go before the DJ, I think there are some real popular bands. Some of the pop Scholar actually started. I think maybe we should spend the next 2 minutes on highlighting the names of some of the popular bands, because I believe a lot of people remember them. And you had Rhythm Riders. Yeah. And some of the songs, one of the most patriotic songs you can hear now is from Rhythm Riders out of Birch Grove. For matter of fact, when you look at Birch Grove, Scholar talk about some top musicians came from Shantimel, but when you look at Birch Grove has had a long history with musicians and bands.
Broco and them fellas.
Broco and them, going way back to Broco and then Hillbrand, and then now you have people like Javid, and even Wayne Maxwell's son, Fatman, and Fatman's son now has a new band. Basie, not Fatman, Basie's son.
Yeah,
I think has a new band, and you have Javid and some of those guys on them. They are, young. The young set now are really making wave and continuing that tradition with bands from Birch Grove. So I think as a village, Birch Grove really stand out.
But we had mentioned, Scholar mentioned the disco. But Livingston, there was a very popular dance place in our area, the tennis court in Dunfermline.
But yes, the tennis court was more for the upper class, right? At first, because those persons that were able to play tennis at that time were the upper class. But we had this place in La Poterie called Casino Park. That was a dance hall in the 1960s. Casino Park by Wilshire Pope. And this place, the floor was concrete, and then of course it was a big disco at the time. And this guy had one of the first known DJ around the area, and it was stated that that musical set came from Guyana. Godfrey, no casino in the back by where Paki is. They had a big. I mean, we by the time we came around, it was done. But you never heard of that, Godfrey?
No, I know Paki had this place there. Paki had a big disco.
Paki in the back going by Paki, they had this Wilshire Pope. It was a big casino place, and a lot of.
Oh yes, it's on the opposite side of Paki.
Yeah, so way before our time, before we came around what was going on, but that was one of the big dance hall. And when you hear about a lot of all the older folks, that is where they really went, and people are from Paradise and all over. It was the biggest disco around the town.
Right.
So, yeah.
Godfrey, I think what Livingston said, I think we could spend a little time on it, especially given the fact that when we look at what happens now and what up things now and how things have evolved, we have evolved downward in terms of bands and so on.
Oh yeah.
Yes. We evolved backward because every little village had band. I mean, Reece Sam step from down by his side there. That was very popular during those times. As a matter of fact, as a little boy, I used to watch them fellas they had a big bugle man, a man blowing a big bugle up by the drum there. Can't remember what his name now. It was a joy to watch him blow and so on. So you had bands all over the place. You had bands in schools, and maybe other people in other schools could actually testify to the fact that you had bands. And look at what is happening now. Right now, to get a band for your legend, you're catching your tail. I mean, you could check the amount of band you have now, 2 or 3, and it's not that there are not musicians anymore. There are musicians, but I think a lot of the musicians now, and the good musicians, they're in church and all of these things, playing music there. And the whole band culture has really taken a nosedive. We spoke of the band thing and so on. I went to Dominica, for example, and I got a real shock that Dominicans, they still hold on to this whole band thing. So during the carnival, they ain't seen truck with DJ on it, it's truck with band. Our truck is passing, is band playing music. And when you go to any fair, it's band or play, and they play just as the format, just as how we had it in the past. So you go in the band play, and then you could tell when the band and them ready to go. You could tell when they hit what we call the breakaway segment. Yeah, the breakaway session where they only stoke and up tempo thing they hitting. They're ready to go. Take those.
That your breakaway.
That the last lap. It's you could compare that to, and we will move to the DJ just now. So DJ had their own thing for themselves too. Anytime you see the DJ turn down his music low, so you could hardly hear it. I mean, it's time to go.
No, what let's do? They start to play some song that nobody don't know.
That nobody don't want to dance.
Let me just...
Nowadays they're playing gospel, or they're showing some advertisements. So if it's not Kiddies Corner, it is lottery playway, right? But ask Kemis about that. When you come and you try that in the American school, go on longer. He's begging us to go.
No, easy for that. What people are special like. You
know, as you guys talking about the bands and so, something just came to mind. You remember the days when the police band, they used to have parades in different communities. And people used to, the band would come and the police would be marching and they have the parade and people would follow them. I remember following the police band from Tivoli to Moya and walk back up already.
Yes, the police used to do that.
Yeah, in communities. Yes. And it used to be very, very entertaining. And
I can't remember police doing that in Shanimelo. So it means that the police. Yeah, I can't remember that. So that means that them police had to stop that. Them police that selected.
Yeah, but I said, I figured it. But remember, the French had the bell, the French come at the bell. Tivoli is a nice place. There's a match from Tivoli Junction to Grenville.
Yeah, but Godfrey, there's some really famous bands, and I think just naming some of those bands, because I guess John Public listening and they have their favorite bands of the same. But we look at a band that had made international wave, like Moss International. Jolly Boys?
Jolly from Cargo?
From Cargo?
Jolly Boys was not the band that used to play like Gary, kind of very close with the GULP. Is you saying Jolly Boys?
Jolly Boys is a string band.
Well, anyway, the Jolly Boys, I know that was almost a band emerging out of the
political thing.
Yeah, from Gary.
Okay, but was that Karakou? Because I'm speaking about Karakou.
No, it was not Karakou here.
Okay.
We have some string band, but at Moss International, and Moss International made it really big. And actually, Moss International did the first recording with Shell, for that the first Jab song, and the first music video with Jab, and they were the one that did the first Shell. But if you want to go again on the sister isle of Karakou, as Scholar talk about Dominica, we recognize that Karakou has kind of maintained a sort of tradition with bands for a small island like Karakou. The number of musicians and bands they have, or they had recently, is totally amazing. Karakou have almost as many bands as we have on the mainland. Well, maybe a little exaggeration, but they do have a lot of musicians, and they have very, very vast musicians in Karakou with a string band and other things like that. When Scholar mentioned about going to Dominica, the wife and I, we went to St. Lucia, again to St. Lucia Carnival, and we saw all those trucks, and on every one of those trucks, it was a band, and guys, soca artists, Calpsunian, running from truck to truck, and they're singing, and I think that was such a lovely sight to behold, because it means that they're actually maintaining the musician, maintaining the creativity, you know. So there are a lot of other bands like, I don't know, Magnificent Six, and some of those other known bands.
Yeah, there were quite a few of them. There were quite a few of them. But Scott, let me throw something at you and Doc. You asked me on the entertainment thing. Remember the days when you saw Shango and thing, and the whole village would come out to go and watch the Shango, and you know, they do the thing. That was, for me, that was real entertainment, because I remember going in Shango by Miss Louisa, that right by Dog Day. Then we used to go in Poetry by Miss Annie. I mean, and Shango was a big thing, because they used to have Shango, I don't know if it's every 14 days but they had the thing, and people would know about it. And on certain nights, I mean, loads of people would go and get around, and it was a form of entertainment. I mean, for me, I used to like them Shango.
Yeah, but But Godfrey, why is it that you're asking Scholar? Scholar don't live by you. Livingston don't live by you. So why are you asking Scholar?
No, I want to let Scholar. It was I know everything. Let me tell you. Everything I say that happened in Tivoli, Scholar say he happened in Chantimel, do you know?
Yeah, but the police banning you to play Chantimel.
Well, the police playing Chantimel.
I don't know if they're playing well.
But
police banning does the worthless.
Scholar ain't taking you, but I can't let you get away with that, Godfrey.
Well, there you go.
What?
No.
Hold on. Let me just say this because we go on our break just now, and we don't want to lose sight of the bans and so on. But let me just say to Godfrey that I concur, and I know Livingston does not, but I concur because you see, and I know what Livingston coming with, and we are both right. Let me say that from the word go. But taking that away from you, cutting your leg out from under you. We are both correct. You see, is who gets entertained.
Yes.
So I was entertained. You can't tell me it was not entertainment for me. Shango was entertainment for me. And up to this day, I still could remember how this Shango drum used to start. They start in a kind of like
it's three drums, you know. 3 drums here. The first man starting, but and then you take, and then you are the man that breaking the drum.
I can't believe that.
And then Shango, and then I remember all the Shango songs.
But I know all them Shango songs.
Okay. Well, you have said enough. But let me say, Shango is an African tradition that came down through the years to us. It is something very spiritual. It means a lot to some persons. I think our very education system, or very association or socialization, make us believe that Shango is something that we should laugh at us, like if we are laughing at our own selves. But Shango is something to me that is very serious, and it is part of our religious belief of our own African people. Now, do you go to the church and be entertained by people taking communion, or by Adventists washing people's foot?
Doc, you have to stop that. Doc, you come last with that. You have to stop that. You can't do that kind of comparison.
Godfrey, take the break.
Doc, let's take a break and we will come back to you on that. We have to sort out Doc on that, man. Stay with us, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a moment.
Broadcasting from the top.
I'm a winner, you are winner, we are winners.
It's the big one. Grenada. Imagine winning $25,000 and up to 6 times by scratching just one later ticket. Get your triple cash scratch tickets for a chance to live your best life. Win easy with Scratch. For just $3, match any of your numbers to any of the winning numbers and win the prize shown for that number. Reveal a money back symbol and win the prize instantly. Triple cash scratch in stores now. Must be 18 or older to play.
Cause I'm a winner. From the moment that I get up, I'm feeling right.
Welcome back, viewers and listeners. It's time for the National Lottery Authority's Lotto draw number 3229 for this evening, Friday, the 25th of June, 2021. The estimated jackpot is $80,000. Well, joining me once again is Ms. Priscilla Barry. She's representing PKF Accountants and Business Advisors. Let's find out what the free ticket letter will be for this evening. Good luck. And this evening's free ticket letter is, this evening's free ticket letter is the letter J, as in, you guessed it, jackpot. That's J, as in jackpot. It's time to select tonight's 5 winning numbers for $80,000. Best of luck. Time to check your tickets. First number is... First number up is 23. Second. Second number 9. Third. final is 19. All right, as per usual, let's do a quick recap. Free ticket letter was J as in jackpot. That's J as in jackpot. And the 5 winning numbers for $80,000. We'll start from number 1. First number was 23. 2, 3, 23. The second, 9, 0, 9, 9. Third, 31. That's 3, 1, 31. The fourth was 8, 0, 8, 8. And the fifth and final was 19. That's 1, 9, 19. If you have these numbers, congratulations to you. Of course, this has been Lotto. Play and win a lot. But don't forget, we're back here tomorrow, God's will. So do get your tickets and continue to support sports, culture, and nation building. Have a good night.
By now, you should know that the early bird catches the worm. So, what are you waiting for? Put wings to your feet and head to your nearest scratch seller. For every quick 7s scratch ticket you buy at $2, the NLA gives you 7 chances at winning as much as $7,000. Scratch the entire play area for your 7 chances at revealing as much 7s and win the corresponding prizes. Win easy with Scratch. Must be 18 or older to play.
A whole new level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. Plumbing fixtures, cutting and grinding discs, PVC glue, drywall screws, and power saw blades. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
Customer services, bill payment, revenue collections. We are open. NOASA's Lucas Street headquarters.
Come, we are excited to serve you.
NOASA, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Hubbard's big promotion is back. Live free for 1 year. Spend $50 or more in any Hubbard's department and receive a chance to win big prizes every month. Property or vehicle insurance for 1 year. Free internet, cable, and data for 1 year. Free fuel for 1 year. Free cooking gas for 1 year. Free electricity for 1 year. Free drinks for 1 year. Extra cash account and the big free groceries for 1 year. Promotion runs from April 1st to September 30th, 2021. Live free for 1 year with Hubbard's in association with Solgas, Flow, Grenadian General Insurance, Carib Brewery, Coca-Cola, Grenada Bottling Company, Grenlec, Communal Cooperative Credit Union, Dutch Lady Milk, Promo, Danny and Supreme. Terms and conditions apply.
Montreal, it's time to line virtually one more time. Gemma Rayburn Baines here for Spice Island Cultural Festival, a celebration of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. This summer's festival is a celebration of life with food, fashion, music, and culture. Join us online Saturday, July 10th, 3 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube at Spice Island Cultural Festival. Info, spiceislandculturalday.com.
And Valley Pharmacy offers both wholesale and retail pharmaceutical and over-the-counter products. We have the most competitive and affordable prices. We are the agents for Vit Plus multivitamin for healthy everyday lifestyle and Sanatogen powder. Hills and Valley Pharmacy supplies the best quality, name brand clinical products such as Rescue Oil, Bio Oil, Neutrogena, Aveeno, and Clarisil. We offer the most convenient opening hours. Our telephone numbers are 435-6904 or 6903. Remember, at Hills and Valley Pharmacy, your health is our business. We care.
Now open, Hills and Valley Medicare Center, your one-stop for medical supplies.
massage therapy, physiotherapy, and an in-house physician. At Hilton Valley, your health is our business.
Raise it high up the ladder. Let we set it on fire. A little more calypso. Forget the funk and the disco. A little more limbo. A little more shango. Join the greasy pole. And we don't dance from the maple.
I mean, I don't really
welcome back, guys. It's We Culture. We go into the telephone line in just a minute. But Scholar, yeah, deal with Doc now.
No, well, between me and you, I can't even remember Doc be saying, because Doc been saying.
Doc say about go washing foot and taking communion.
Well, you see, I told Doc before. So when Doc take the line about what come out in Africa and so on to make us feel bad, told Doc before that he's correct, right? He is correct. And for the practitioners of the thing and the historical value that we place on Shango, I mean, I can sit down here and argue with you. But I also found the Shango ritual to be very entertaining. Yeah. I mean, I used to get that. That's why I could remember the song, the dance and so on. We used to dance to the thing because the thing is so infectious.
When you have to quat the dance and you
what up to you?
That was sweet.
That was sweet.
That's sweet too bad.
We're not going to spend the whole night on that. But I just want to say for the record, I am saying, yes, it was something maybe that you enjoyed. But the whole purpose of it was a spiritual exercise.
We didn't say no, but it was entertaining. We're not saying no. We're not saying no.
And is there something wrong with that, though? Is there something wrong with that?
To be entertained by it, I don't know if you have anything wrong with it.
I don't think there's something wrong with that.
Let me tell you something. As a
matter of fact, this is a failing, I think, of a lot of religions and so on. If you look at Sister, for example, that's what they tried to do, to bring out the element of entertainment, to bring people back, to bring people into church.
Yeah.
People that believe that church can be entertaining.
Scholar,
God can be entertaining, and God had make musical instrument, and God say make joyful noise and sing and dance.
With the cymbals and the psalms, is in Psalms in the book of Psalms.
It's not a sin,
But listen, it's
not a sin to dance and so on. It's not a sin.
It is what is being used today to attract people to the church now, You have drums in the church now.
No.
You have bands in the church now.
I'm not disputing anything that you said, no.
Gospel, but it's for entertainment purposes as well.
Except I know sometimes we make the comparison and we look at our African religion and we look at what you may call regular Christianity, and you might find one to be less important or less serious than the other. And I just wanted us to get rid of, get all that myth from our head that one is more serious or more meaningful than the other. And I don't want us to laugh at Shango.
No, we're not
laughing.
Not at all.
To see Shango as entertaining, but the Christian doctrine or the Christian crusade or the worship, the method of worship is more serious, is more meaningful. That is all I am trying
I know what you're saying, because you see we were molded into thinking that Shango is inferior.
Right.
Shango is linked to voodoo, obia, these kinds of things.
And I don't want us to come across as if it's that.
I don't think we're on that wavelength. I don't think we're on that wavelength.
Let's move, because that is a program in itself. Someone said on the WhatsApp, we had no television to watch, so the Shango was where all the action was. People dancing with the goat and the fowl around the neck, climbing house. It was entertaining. And mind you, that was for people who went to look at it. They found it entertaining. But anyway, guys, Reece, let's take some of the Facebook comments, and then we'll go to our telephone.
Yes, okay. So, scholar Jose is saying that Mr. Courtney had a jukebox. It used to use electricity.
Right.
Yeah, Alexis is saying there was the Rhythm Riders at Butch Grove, which was very popular. Joan Wellington contributed Double D Band.
Double D, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Joan Wellington is always also talking about the rhythm mix. Paul Augustine is saying that the Young Boys had a band made from milk tin and other tins in the back street on the lands. That band was called Vasco. That little band was bad. So that is what I was talking about earlier. Hannah is saying the Jolly Boys from Belmont. Jose, the biggest crowd you can get on Labor Day is the Haitian band. People will leave the DJs and run into the band. But that happens in Grenada too, you know.
Yeah.
That happens in Grenada.
On Labor Day?
To have a staff party and not have a live band and just have DJs like a kill. You just don't enjoy it. And I think that is why we're seeing a lot of these little bands just popping up, and yeah. And Matthew is saying Jolly Boys from Grenada was a Gary band. I think one of you all mentioned that.
Yeah.
Hannah Plenty said even at Moonlight, young people in the villages used to create their own band using buckets and pans. Music in the village, bad on a Moonlight. I remember that too growing up. Jose, Magnificent Six made the first record, as I can remember, named Natty Dread in a PRA during the Revolution, and was sang by Logo from Shanty Mill. Magnificent Six was owned by Chess Mitchell on Rose Hill, and 7 Degrees was owned by Kenny Lal Singh in Sotes, the politician.
Yep.
Gloria is saying, true scholar, I'm just hearing about Dominica and their live bands. BBC Fantasia was a place for hot DJ music, also Lions Den, Islander. And then last, Jose is saying, I remember as a young child, we used to make the clim milk tin and make drums and the metal cover after the tin cutout to make traps, and not forgetting the coconut branches to make guitars and a Clorox bottle with a stick as the mic.
True.
Yes.
Right. So, guys, we could take a couple calls. The telephone number, folks, 435-2041. So our telephone line is now open. You can give us a call. Someone mentioned the Minstrels Band. I've heard about this band before. I don't know much about them, but I heard quite a bit about them. In fact, I have some music from them, but I don't know anything about them. Let's go to the telephone. We Culture. Good evening.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, good evening.
You will give me some time. I will.
Not another time. Please don't. But please don't take. Let's take 3 minutes because we want to get a lot of calls in. Okay.
Okay. Listen.
Right.
The Jolly Boys. What you're seeing is just a model of a band. This is a band. This is a type of band from. It's good to have them around now. This is the type of band from since in the 30s. This was a style of band with a guitar, a banjo, a kachu, a trumpet, and a saxophone, and this kind of thing in the village. This is a band from way back when. This is a style. And they used to Jolly Boys and Upsetters. The name changed. Okay, in those days, in the earlier days, between the 50s and the 60s, what I knew is a aquatic club. That's where the dance is. I'm speaking from the south, what we used to do in the south. Aquatic clubs and Granans Beach, that is where all the dances used to be. In those days, a dance started at 8 o'clock, and when 12 o'clock, the national anthem played. And after the anthem played, then what you say is dance break. So they're playing all the hot tunes, go down the road for about an hour or hour and a half. And then all the people who couldn't pay after 12, when the dance break, they come in inside. They come in inside. And it also used to have the jukebox where you put the 25 cents and you put the you pay it with current, but you select your tunes. Then even in the 60s, coming to the early 71, a lot of people didn't know, but Grenada had combo band competition in the park, just as you had steel band panorama during the Gary days, because Gary brought that in because Trinidad used to have brassorama competition before the panorama. So a lot of these stuff you see now is the older, some of the things are wrong. They are the old things are wrong. They are modeled from what been going on before. And the bands we used to know, it's like, Trade Wings in Granite. A lot of people don't know Wakaks, a band like Wakaks from Parak, right, by Regan. All these bands, a lot of the younger bands you all call it are young bands, but there are a lot of old type bands where they played a man playing a big thing like a bass with a long thing with a bass, the trumpet and these things. And then you used to have dances in the society hall and all them kind of things like that. Mm-hmm. And then the gramophone. What I know, the gramophone is something, it used to have like a funnel, like a big funnel, and it's onto that box there. And you put your record, and you used to have to turn that thing with a little silver handle. You turn it for a certain amount of time, and then you leave it, and it play on its own, and then you dying down, and then you have to turn it again. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, caller. Someone is saying here, and in St. George Northeast, we had the Weevils, Black Experience, and the Ingredients combo. Ben Gittins was the owner of Fantasies with Brass. Teenage Thrillers was another band. YTT from Carriacou, led by Leo Joseph. They went to New York on tour in the early 70s, and after the engagement, All Man Scattered, band mashup. Love Songs was another band from Tongue, and then that real culture talk, band mashup, All Man Scatter. All Man Scatter. Yes, indeed. All right. Let me see if I see anything else here. Right. Good night. Anyone remember a musical instrument called a coco lute? Yeah, I think I remember that. St. Davis had a band too. They used to play all over the island. Who can remember 3+2 band with Joseph Chateau and Magdalene Chateau? I think, yes, I've heard about that band before. Right. Someone said, yes, Godfrey, I can remember that the police band used to start in the Anglican schoolyard and go around Madays and come down Mali back to the courtyard. Scholar, what kind of thing is that?
Why, Dino Chantimel?
What do you mean? Sorted Chantimel, same thing?
No. So that making me even get more vexed to the police. Here comes Chantimel.
And Chantimel right there.
Well, the African
policeman.
People in Chantimel say come down. They come down and they go down.
No. But the truth is that might have happened, but it was not in my time. I can't remember no police band coming in Chantimel and playing up.
But Scala, he had to pass in Chantimel playing music now.
Wait.
I said the whole of Chantimel is healed.
Yeah, the back of Monjal when I play something.
Who coming up there playing drums and brass?
Yeah, so Livingston, Posh. Let me ask you a question. Tong Hamohil and Chantimel.
Yeah, but they
what's called back of Chantimel as a real hill.
By Tong Hamohil, hill in Chantimel, Tal and Market.
But you're going up from
man, the back of Monjal one them down there.
By Queen's Park, that's flat Scala.
Market Hill is the tallest hill.
Market Hill is after 1910.
Anyway, fellas, the emergence of the DJ. So all them thing, all band and thing come, and then the DJ thing came in. When around what time? I think it was around the Revo time when the DJs came into play, or we had DJs before that?
No, before the Revo. The DJ was before the Revo. For matter of fact, I believe when the DJ came mainly via England, and the DJ kind of came almost with the start of reggae. So coming from England, you have people like Mick. Godfrey, do you remember Mick?
Mick come out in career, you know.
Yeah, Mick, and then
I bet you know who is Mick father.
No, I don't.
You see now what I mean? Mick come out in career. When you going up career, the road going back down for conference on there. That way Mick come out.
Oh, okay. Actually, the person had mentioned earlier on with that music said they said they have a very close relationship. Either Ashley Cummings' father or some very close relationship to Ashley Cummins. So big up Ashley Cummins. Anyway, but you have going back to the DJ, you had some famous names like Django and Pusha, Mick, and then you had this guy, what is it, something Aquila,
yeah. He used to be on radio, but let me tell you, I think one of the first ones, if I'm not mistaken, maybe Love Man from Labery, because I think he probably started in the 60s. I stand corrected, but I do believe that Love Man may have been one of the very first.
That can be, but I think the community with the DJ, particularly in my area, also brought in serious the reggae music, the records, the reggae music. That's when people start really listening to reggae music and heralding this new era. And of course, with reggae music, then came Rastafarianism and the message surrounding Rastafarianism. And I believe that led to a lot of level of consciousness and a lot of marijuana, ganja in just the same. So Rasta, ganja, reggae, DJ came almost in one wave.
Anyway, that's about 3 programs in itself. But yeah, the DJ came and Scars, you probably remember in those days, them had more wire than Grenleck.
Well, let me tell you, he had a DJ in St. Vincent, because and we spoke about the radio last week. So back up we side, we used to listen to St. Vincent a lot, and there was a DJ in St. Vincent. I could never forget that. His name was DJ Ira Connected Wire. Ira Connected Wire. DJ had a lot of wire. And I used to be fascinated by how the man know it.
Which wire to plug with?
What wire, and them men know. And during those days.
Listening to the program, Vincent should have been kicked off tonight, but due to COVID, not kicking off.
Sorry.
Okay.
Right. During those days, you had as Livingston heralded the Black Oak. You had a lot of the Black Rama.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Black Rama was the big line. So you had the party thing, but you also had the Black Rama, is a kind of freaking kind of thing, and DJ go on and play. And often enough, sometimes somebody might mash a wire or something. Get cut off. DJ cut off. And them men coming and them men knowing exactly
where to go.
Yeah, the men knowing which wire to think, to shove back in, to twist back to think, to get it thing kicking again. Now, in Chantimel, for example, we had a few DJs. I remember there was a fellow who came from Trinidad called DJ Jafferi during those days. But there was a popular one they called DJ Spiceman. DJ Spiceman was a young fella. I can't remember where he come out, but that man come out with his new set and so on. And when a man played, DJ Spiceman had so much zest and things. DJ Spiceman used to dress in suit to come and play in team. And every time DJ Spiceman put on a record, you have a set of perfume, they take a spray. You might believe that joke. Every record DJ Spiceman play, DJ Spiceman just take a spray in
That smells sweet.
Yeah, so by the time DJ Spiceman finish play, DJ Spiceman and not one perfume is
Fly used to follow him then.
That's
the ultimate saga boy.
Those DJs, honestly, they didn't last that long. And before you tell me Chantimel didn't this and Chantimel didn't that, DJ Mana was from Chantimel. So I finished that. And DJ Mana was a boss.
Yes, actually, DJ Mana had a good rating. Yes.
Mana, yeah. No, he had some real good. But then Hot Wax again and DJ Harrow.
Hot Wax was there. Hot Wax, yeah. And Hot Wax was there around for a long time, eh?
Hot Wax still around?
Actually,
I mean, I know if he played, but
the first person. I mean, we just coming forward to bring in play music on laptop. Around the area was hot wax.
But you know, guys,
around here.
Just to backtrack a bit, we mentioned it earlier, but we did not speak about the still band, you know, because that was a big part of entertainment. Because you saw a still band come in and play in different days to go around and play. Almost a lot of villages had the little still band. I remember my mom told me we used to have a still band camp in Ahoma. Livingston, I don't remember where Miss Dessa used to live. But there was a still band camp there. Westmoss and Bado and they used to be playing still band.
Bado came from Reece, and you could take some credit. Bado came from Guelph.
Yeah, Bado was a good man.
And he brought mainly steel pan to the Tivoli area.
Yeah.
I think the first one, we had a place, a land across by Gaiman. They had built a steel pan.
Let me tell you, it moved from by Miss Dessa to by Mr. Gaiman.
Right. And then he went over by where your mom is, Godfrey.
Yeah.
Later on.
Yeah.
In Freenis.
Freenis, yeah.
Yes. So he went there and they actually played carnival. But the steel pan was our main thing for Uncle. Every time when he had to go and make special address, he had a steel pan. The steel pan preceded his entrance, and Uncle used to be coming in, and he had some fancy move, as you would know. The steel pan was one of those entertainment avenue that Uncle used a lot. So steel pan was a form of serious entertainment.
It was. Let's go to the telephone. Okay, Scholar, go on, and we take the telephone after.
No, go to the telephone. I was just going to make a comment that really I am going to make it. I was just saying that is why they just compare. That's why they just compare Dr. Kid to Kid.
It moves.
Dr. Kid now flip the thing like a keep a DJ and he music where he was used to.
Yeah, the tight pants and the tight shirt.
I didn't know Gary used to have his steel pan coming in.
No, Uncle had class. I don't think we have anybody who could put it within Uncle's show. Let's go to the telephone. Yes. We culture. Good evening. Hello. Yes. Good evening. Go ahead, please.
Yes. I wasn't there from the beginning of the program, but something that was sort of popular in the early '60s, and it was like a one-man band. A guy playing what you call a kukulut. It used to be bending a piece of string on like a piece of wood, and they play great music with that as a one-man band. I even think sometimes, a couple of years, they had competition with it also.
Okay, thank you. Right, 435-2041. Someone said Bain Trendsetters, Ramdani Volume 2, Rainbow City All Stars, all St. Andrews. Well, I guess talking about still band. Squad, someone mentioned DJ Nigos. We used to be a fan. We used to fan the amp with a piece of cardboard. Nigos or some Chantimel?
I don't know. Fanning.
Yeah, but where you get hot. But you know, there was a time when DJs used to have a fan blowing.
Yeah. Used to have a fan, yeah.
Right. Let's go back to the telephone. We culture. Good evening.
Hey, citizen, greetings. I must indeed say that I'm enjoying this program, but this evening, above all. But they demonstrate something too. Very, very important information. It's coming out there this evening about, quote unquote, the history of our music, folklore in general, but as it relates to music. But you know what it tells me too? We do it in a sort of haphazard way, unfortunately. This is why I believe that this here country needs to resuscitate the public library. Because within that public library, there's information of all sorts about all these different steps and changes. It's important that when we look at all this, the years, the epoch, the era when these changes took place. But I want to comment above all, DJ Loveman. In the late 1960s, this young fella who worked as a boy in Wester Hall in a big house down there decided he should undertake this thing, and Elaborate started it. That was the first quote-unquote DJ man in Grenada. Anybody wishes to dispute that, I am here to defend him. Hats off, Loveman, you did it. He played, somebody mentioned earlier, Cubby Hall. He played in Victoria. He played in other parts. he was a great man in that. All the others that came after, but I must commend him on that initial presentation of that sort of activity in this country. But I think, too, I may end here, that it is time that somebody in this here country, probably through the National College or whatever, take up this thing as a study. And not only the music, all the things that we've been discussing in the past, and have them documented and chronicled, which would help to encourage young men and women of these things of this country to do things in a proper way and to understand how, in fact, we lived. And I want to end by saying, Godfrey, oh, how we have moved into retrograde. Have a good evening.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you very much indeed. So yeah, Love Man, I think Love Man, yes, indeed. All right, 435-2041. That's the number you can call. Let's go back to the telephone. We culture. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Godfrey.
Good evening.
Yeah, the best guitarist man I've ever passed in St. Andrews is one named Scalies from Granba. He had a steel band in a place called Benji in Harford Village. That's the best guitarist man and steel band man I've ever passed in St. Andrews.
Okay, thank you, caller. Mm-hmm. All right, 435-2041. That's the number you can call, and of course you can share a little views. Let's go back. We culture. Good evening.
Hi, good night, Godfrey. How are you?
Very good.
We're just looking on. We're enjoying your program tonight.
Okay, lovely.
I just want to find out from Tracy if Margaret Hahn is a mommy.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to find out. Okay, have a good night.
Thank you, caller. Thank you very much indeed. Reece, do we have any other additional comments on Facebook?
Yeah, we do. We have a number of people listing DJs. So Grenada Sunshine said TR7+ from Croshoe. Spice Girl pursued DJ Harrow, DJ Roy from Monks and Ovens. There's Ultrasonic was Pusha. Jose saying I forgot to mention Coconut, who had a band in Backstreet. Sotes also. Joan is saying DJ Charlie from Monfendu. The amplifier get hot and the music will stop and it get cool and start it back again. That was from Jose. Spice Girl, Hot Wax, Wayne the Funeral Man. Yes, he was a DJ as well. Let's see. Jose is saying DJ Charlie, Small Clothes. There was a DJ from Wharf, Tropical Hi-Fi. Yeah, that's Trevor. He died a few years ago. He said that Hi-Fi had the most speakers he had ever seen. Spice Girl said they used to have some wicked blocko in Subi's Junction. That was hot. DJ Chemist is the first DJ I know used to play cassette in party and mixing too. Spice Girl is saying the man just talk about, okay then, I think she was fretting because some of our Facebook viewers are saying that the callers are repeating things that they've already contributed. But I guess they're on different mediums, so they don't know. Joel is saying Tropical 7 from Closure with Hurricane. Jose, I remember in Sotes one of the bands will be in the Quaza with iFree and others entertaining the community every Christmas season. Yes, the Coco Loot Man is from Concord. DJ Masters from the Limes. Yeah, so those are some contributions of DJs of the past.
I surprised that Jose Honesto speak of DJ Charlie and not mention DJ Slow, because Slow and Charlie was
yes.
He's also saying that but we had some kind of DJs in Grenada. Some of them would put a 90 minutes tape to play and went home and sleep till it end. They did.
Sleeping
90 minutes. Come back. How can I drama like that? Yeah.
Alright, so 435-2041, the line is open. Let's go back to the telephone. We culture, good evening.
Good evening, we culture.
Good evening, caller.
Good evening, we culture.
Yes, good evening, caller. Go ahead.
I remember growing up, there was a band, Jaja Children from St. David's. And
yes.
I remember they used to have a dance hall in the Dunfermline tennis court that was owned by the Lions Club. And they used to have a lot of parties there. From Lions Club, if you're not comfortable, you probably would go over to Saltfish Hall. And there used to also be a dance hall at the Lafayette Old School.
Thank you very much indeed. Yeah. No, we had some famous dance halls there.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the community centers were dance halls.
Mm-hmm.
They played sports during the day. They would have classes, but at night there was parties.
Yeah.
I remember there was one on Edward Street in Guelph, and as a little girl, my mother used to take us outside there, take us for a walk. We ended up by the community center, and we dancing outside like the children.
What about Cocoa Grove?
Yeah, man, Cocoa Grove.
I went in a bad party in Cocoa Grove once. Cocoa Grove.
Yeah, that time my mother and my aunt creep from Cocoa Grove come down, you know.
I hear.
When party and the drunk, you know.
I hear. Listen. Hold on. Listen. Let me show you something.
On all fours.
Let me show your mother like to hear that.
Let me show you something. Let me show you something here. Well, you know Salvage Hall at one time, you saw some big hole and thing in Salvage Hall.
Yeah.
I hear a partner thing, madam went in Salvage Hall and he passing a hole in the back, they see her dancing and he hold she dress and he holler out to the hole. No, I hear.
I remember Steve outside away.
Yes, man. Yes. Definitely.
Steve was a DJ as well?
No.
I'm not sure if you're a DJ.
Just not a place.
He was a business owner.
Okay.
Let's go back to the telephone. We culture, good evening.
We culture, gentlemen. DJ Crocker was a great DJ man too, man. DJ Crocker, muscle man. So in the 70s, Uncle every time. He used to have Pan and the police band and a DJ in the garden every Sunday in the gardens, inside the gardens there. In give it time. You can never somebody about there and you give it time, you know. Somewhere to go. I mean, that was nice, man.
All right, thank you very much. All right, 435-2041. We culture, good evening. Hello.
Hey, good night.
Good night, caller.
Hey, how you doing, Godfrey?
Very good.
And all the rest of them there. When you talk about DJ, I could tell you together with Livingston was saying Ashley come and say my father was the man who bring this thing from Guyana across the Essequibo. It was days when they called the jukebox somewhere in the 60s, and then this thing come around with Meek and them other guys and them and then came DJ and what have you. But talking bands, I want to remind you that there was a band in Paracle called the Bees. And don't forget in SAS we had the bits and pieces, eh?
Yes.
Oh, in SAS.
Don't forget bits and pieces in SAS.
Yes.
But when we talk
Cummins.
Cummins here. When we talking DJ, Will Chapeau, that's my father. When he came from Guyana in the 60s, he came with that thing called the jukebox, and that was a popular thing around the place in them time. And then this thing generated into what we call DJ after.
Okay.
Very interesting.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot indeed. Yeah. There we go. Right. Someone said, well, before we used to have those, all them different halls. Now we have pens. We have cow pen, bull pen, goat pen. Where's the one in you have one by what you call one up there? No, that's cow pen. That's cow pen.
Cow pen.
So it's pens we have now. No more
pens
no more
and holes.
Yeah.
Pens and holes.
Let's go back to the telephone. We culture, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, caller.
Good evening, man. I can't sleep without saying something to you all.
All right.
Let me go back a little, Shango. There's an instrument you all left out called the boli. You know, and also the shak. I hear you all talk about the boli and the shak. And remember, I agree with Livingston, Doc, that we have to look at the religious aspect, because right now I know where Ogun is, Papa Ogun and so on, and people still feeding it and so on. I don't know who is in the food, but the Ogun exists. And another part of the thing was what they also call Mary Maid. If you go up to Concord Falls, you see where they have a little snacket on the right hand side. there's a long basin they call Basilong. And as boys, we used to dive through Basilong to go to see if the pyramid operating downstairs there. Now, because of the contour of the land and so on, there was a kind of a place like a table downstairs there. If you are brave enough, you all could pass and see it still exists. But, you know, I have to commend you all because these things the younger people ought to know. And because I see some fellas, they tend to insult the elderly and so on. I asked some fellas, you think coconut trees came by like that? Some fellas cut down a coconut tree to get jelly to drink, you know? So I think we have to continue with this program because it's very edifying and it allows a lot of us and so on to reminisce, you know, and all this. So let me end by saying, oh, rile, oh, Boboti Good night, lady.
Thank you very much. That's a scientist, scholar?
Yeah.
The song, yeah.
Scientists had infused Shango.
Yes, I remember. That song. Yes. Let's go back to the telephone. Hold on. We culture. Good evening.
Good night. We see the best band we had in golf was Parex and Ufara and then the jump between and the all I had.
All right. Thank you very much. Scaldia, you want to say something?
I can't remember. Godfrey is a couple of weeks now. I find out here Susan.
Susan was there last week.
Susan called in Dubai thing?
Fine.
Yes.
Yes, Susan there, man. Susan was there. Let's go back to the telephone. We culture. Good evening.
Godfrey, good evening.
Good evening, caller.
Godfrey, I remember as a child growing up, my aunt had something called a gramophone. It was in a steel case with a handle. You wind it up like a grid chain, and you put your record in it. You play like, "Kids, darling, let's go to bed. I have a pine comb to scratch your head." All them things. And then in Satesia, we had the Melody Kids Steel Orchestra. We had the Maho Steel Orchestra. We played the Foresters Court from 1 o'clock, any public holiday, 1 o'clock, out all day. And then from in the evenings, from 7 o'clock, you have big people dance. Then in the Foresters Court, now we had we used to show movies, 15 cents for matinee, 30 cents for cinema. Then at Adam's Disco in Satel, that was the first person who had a joke box. You put in the 5 cents, you select your tune, you punch your button, and you play. In those days, you had a song by Stella, I got your pound of sugar, I got your pound of flour. That was the most popular song. And they also had owners used to come from Guelph, have the movies in the Adam's Disco. Cataman used to call him Perrot. Then this guy from Guelph, Frederick, is Cataman, obviously. He used to have dance Adam's Disco. Then he had about 6 these DJ inserters. Talk about Kenny Lalson, Brian Scott, Magnificent Six, Chessy, and all them different guys. Then he had then you have this band called Gary and the Rhythm Heads. That was one of the best bands in
Gary, yes.
Latas.
Playing with the wheels. Gary and his Tristan. Finley, George Campbell, everybody. And what else? So much about the Shango. There's a lady in a radio street called Miss Dai. They have this Shango is like something like similar to a Saraka. And people come from Libya and they play in there, they beating, cutting the drum and the woman is going on in a circle and somebody have a goat head or a sheep head in the mouth and they dancing, you know, all them. It is real entertainment. So,
all right. Yeah. Thank you very much, caller. Thank you very much indeed. Scholar, someone said, good night, guys. Just want to remind Scholar that there was a band in Chantemel by the name of Elements Guys. Elements. Guys like Hezi and Rex. Lobo was the lead singer. Finley, how you could forget this band? We used to party in Glen Buchan.
I didn't know part in Glenbucan. That was before my time, actually. So it's something I heard about. I heard about Glenbucan. I never danced in Glenbucan. And I heard about, Elements was maybe they had branched off into the same Magnificent State. These were the same guys they're speaking about now that caught the record during a PRA. That was during the revolution, and then they had one called OC. I think that was OC, some guy or something like that. That was Lobo, Rex Sally, Pac Sally, your partner Belfont, Clyde Belfont.
Clyde was in the band as well.
Clyde was in the band as well. Yeah.
Right. But guys, talking about all this, the records and so, something that always baffled me. This wax thing and how you get music to play from that. You ever, thought about it? You take this thing and you put it on a thing and you have a little needle that's spinning around and if you scratch you and playing.
Right.
It's good.
Yeah.
I guess that's a program in itself. We had to go and find some kind of
Well, that's what I'm thinking. We have some because let me tell you, we have not really looked at the evolution of so we speak about the DJs and so on, but we went from the cassette to the record, from the record to the CD, then from the CD now you have CD again, now it's flash
drive and SD card or kind of thing.
Memory chip
and so on. So we graduated from all of those, and I think there is a different program in itself with the record because you have different record, the 45 and the LP. I still have a record here.
Yeah,
man. And those days you go and you cut a record.
Yeah,
I don't know if they start something they chopping. I don't know what. So it will be an interesting discussion. Yeah, that is a different discussion in itself, really, as to how we graduated and we moved from one to the other.
To the other. Yeah. Let's go back to the telephone. We Culture. Good evening.
I see. I don't want to call you. I'm taking long to answer the phone. But I drop asleep. Somebody might just call me there and they ask me if I didn't go and dance in Simon and in Salvishal. But I'm not a dance person. Because when I go and dance, I used to sing. And next day I host. All songs were playing, I singing loud. So next day I can't take a host. So I never really like dance. I'm not a dance person. So the person just wake me up, and tell me, well, you don't carry and tell them about Salvishal and Simon Pavilion. I don't know if Livingston and Godfrey go in Simon Pavilion, and they might go to school down there. I don't know if they dance down there too. But I feel them where you're handing getting crazy for Agate too. in the ticket house.
Susan.
Yeah, down in Simon Pavilion.
Susan, I thought it was in Salvishal you meet Charlie.
Huh?
I thought it was in Salvishal you meet Charlie.
Let's not go there.
Doc, who is Charlie?
Let's not go there.
Don't go there.
Don't go there.
Sticking about you, yeah?
Don't go there. And I don't like why I don't address Reece at all. Reece is not a fella. You understand?
Thank you very much.
Reece is a lady. If Reece say, if I call now and I say good night to the sister, I wouldn't like that. You understand? Don't treat ladies like that.
Like that.
We don't deserve that.
You
understand? Because I would never say good night, sister.
Anytime they call the fellas, I call them ladies.
Yes, just call them ladies or call them girl. Call them girl. Girl sounds better.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm girlfriend. Again, I see if I could drop her asleep. The TV does watch me. The TV does watch me instead of watching it. Because I just come out late in this evening and clean some cans, so my body tired.
All right, Susan.
And anybody know where your green can call Susan, eh? 442 46 47. I don't get in these 2 days. Are you call me? Later.
Damn right.
Yeah, Susan plays her ad there one time, you know. Well, that was our last call, folks. Bruce, let's see what else we have on Facebook before we wrap for this evening.
Okay, let's see. We have Jose and Scholar. Slow, I forgot our MDC boy, McDonald College boy. DJ Pato in Sotes. Jose is also saying where you get Mokes dancing whole night. What are Mokes?
Mokes is a fella. Mokes is still there actually. Mokes is a tough guy. If you go to the Independence Calypso shows that it was having in Sotes, Livingston, the fella who danced
right in front of the stage.
Right in front.
From the stage. Okay.
Yeah, every village have these characters. Gloria is saying, but Reece, I can't allow you to go and not ask about the birthday cake. Don't they know you celebrated this week? No, Gloria, they forgot, and that's okay, but I have a special piece of cake for Doc. I find you can look in it.
Yay! Again!
We're getting cake again. Hannah just told me happy belated birthday. Let's see. Jose is saying Mr. Courtney had the first jukebox in Sotes where everyone will go to play Pools. Addis was after because where the disco was used to be a folk farm. Then it was turned into a disco afterwards, and it became one of the favorites in Grenada. Yeah, so that's it. Thanks, Cynthia. Yeah, that's what I'm saying for.
Right. Someone says, well, I'd ask about DJ Nigos. They said DJ Nigos was from town. DJ Loveman played at Balgobin's Disco on Go Street St. George. DJ Soca Boca and DJ Fresh. DJ Rocco had the loudest bass. Let me see what else we have. Lots of schools were used for dance parties. Well, we mentioned that earlier. Yep, I think that's about it. Someone go back on the Shango. They say I see Shango eat fire and walk on fire barefoot in the Villa Road in Subis. Doc. Someone says, right, TR7 Plus from Crowshoe, also band 3+2 said that Natty Nuclear Dread played in that band. That's TR7 Plus, Little Natty's father. Also Moss International. Any other comment on the right? Someone said, do you remember the band Solid Cinders with Waka Claxon probably? We used to have dance in Silver Sand Aquatic Club and the Richmond Hill Tennis Court. Man, this was the days Claxon bass guitar used to grumble. I'm old now and I can still remember those days. Alright. Yes, I think that's about the comments we have on the WhatsApp. So that's it for comments. So guys, that's all the time we have for tonight. So let's make our final comments and then we wrap until next Friday. Reece, we're gonna start with you. The birthday girl.
Something that stood out to me is the whole all day. When you guys talk about all day, I remember my mother speaking about all day. That was something that happened for children. You got dressed up and party happened during the daytime. So this is something, it seems like that would have happened throughout Grenada. And yes, it seems like music was all over because almost every parish could have boasted of how many bands, different types of bands. Musicians, I remember Barra Branch, very good guitarist. He plays with the Bob Marley children, all know. That's who he plays guitar with. Drummers, I mean, so much. Don't talk about like the artists and the DJs and all of that. They seem to have had so much. And yes, there were a lot of influences from England in terms of sound systems. From the US as well. I remember, if I'm not wrong, Judah would have spoken about how he came about his system, that it had something to do with Aretha Franklin. You know, so you see how is it that we've had many influences and how it really tied in with us because we're a musically inclined people. We love music, we play music, we enjoy music. Even if it's gospel, we will be dancing on the street to it. An advertisement, once it's melodious, we would take anything. And again, in terms of instruments, we used just about anything. I mean, the conch shell, you know, one of them, bucket, old iron, spoon, bottle, anything would have been used to make some kind of music that we would have enjoyed on the street in the community. Blocko again would have been such a big thing for us. Almost every parish could tell you about Blocko. And sometimes when I think about what dance used to be like and what is Blockos and music, I wish we could have gone back to those days because it's nostalgic. You feel like you've lost a part of your youth now that this is no longer the case. You know, everything, it's not intimate anymore. It's not community. It's more of a commercial kind of entity, purely and solely. So that's my piece, folks. It's about time. I need to go and post my picture for the 25th of June. I have not done that.
Reece, you had to stop that,
I have to go up to the 30th of June, and if I continue to hear any complaints from anybody, I'm going to turn it from June to cancel and go all the way to like 20-something July. So guys, be nice, okay, fellas? Be nice.
You had to stop that. You had to stop that. Doc, listen, control your receipt, man. I can't think of that. All over Facebook is a picture. You can stop receipt from putting all this picture on Facebook.
Not Patrick Robert, I think about. No, not Patrick Robert. Why is he
don't put me on TV next year.
What do we need soccer board like that? What's his name again?
Iowa Jack?
No, not Iowa.
Ronnie?
No, the chubby one. Jack. No.
When Trinidad?
Yes. The man who real angry. What's his name? Vaughn wrote a song for him. No girl don't have a order. Blacks. Right.
Godfrey, put me in trouble. Next thing I want to play Brave on TV, and when I go quietly, I get in my 2 slap now.
That's it. Okay, you're getting kicked. You kick.
All right, that sounds good.
Listen. Anything I have to do with Doc, you don't give me a kick.
You're baking this weekend now? You're baking this weekend?
Doc, you're going to have some
You define Godfrey want to eat cake too?
No. If I get drops.
You understand?
I prefer drops. If I get those drops, I'll go eat that.
Anyway, guys, let me give my 2 cents closing here. I took note of the comments made by Citizen Rollo. He expected, he commended the program, and he kind of hinted that it would have been nice with a little more structure. And I believe that is a very fair statement. But with the resources that we have, I think our aim at this stage is to try to lift the awareness. So those persons that have the powers, those that have the influence, those that are in position, can take it from what we are doing and galvanize some more resources and archive, do the research, do the documentation, do the books. Because by ourselves, what we are doing here is really just to live the consciousness and the awareness as much as possible. And from day one, I think we are almost clear that this program is really geared to do that. So I hope that the fact that we are reaching some persons and people like Rollo is seeing that need and echoing that need. We hope that more persons would come on board and echo a similar need, so that something eventually would happen out of what we are doing here tonight. So I would say good night.
Good
night. Unlike Doc, I do not have hope that somebody will take what we're doing and galvanize whatever, because galvanize speaks of a high thing. Galvanize is the highest part of your house. I these people have, for all these years, they have been flowing receipt. No galvanize is flow. They just flow. I don't know. It will be difficult, but we will play our part. I have seen the influence of we culture. I've seen it. Just what it was one day this week, I was looking at GIS and I saw a program on GIS with some people, and actually people who came on we culture before and who were with us in previous programs, and they were on GIS at a program which was by I think the Cultural Foundation, speaking about things that we have already spoken about on we culture, and I them and still look at it. And I saw Ann Peters and them were there speaking about same things that they came here and speak about. And while I look at that kind of this thing, but it says to us that we culture is making an indentation, really culturally, and it is getting people to think in some way. As a matter of fact, I have seen programs called We Cooking. We Cooking. And while you might frown at that, but it tells you of the influence, Of course. So guys, keep going. It was a beautiful program tonight, and we have just really skimmed the surface because we have not really looked at how things have evolved. And remember when DJs came in, you had certain Dan that came in and made evolve. So if you remember, we had all kind of various music. Right, you had man dancing different kind of dance.
The bounce, remember the bounce?
Cool and deadly and all this kind of thing. We have not even gone into this. So far, as you start interrogating topics, you realize there's so much things that really we could speak about. And that infuses Shango tonight, and Shango is the next program for himself. And I agree, we must not diminish the Shango, and we never tried to do that. But the Shango is a big thing in itself. So, we culture, let's keep the culture going, blaze it, and I think we are making our mark.
Yes, indeed. Let me just add, what we're doing though is a form of documentation. Citizen mentioned the structure, and I think what can happen from that, the fact that we are documenting in our own way, maybe at a different level. They can now use that documentation and structure it. So
it's
that
resource material.
So that it can and do more for our people. So I thank all the callers, our Facebook fans, those on YouTube. We thank you so very much. What I've noticed though too, guys, in addition to the GBN's Facebook page, we now have quite a lot of followers on the We Culture page as well. So that's interesting. I've seen views on YouTube crossing 900, which is something that didn't used to happen before. So again, I think the program is holding its own. It's making its mark.
The thing is, Godfrey, it's important to always share it on We Culture, because for the people who don't look at the GBN Live, when they go looking for We Culture, that's what they type. They don't type GBN. Right? So, and I noticed that because on the Saturday or Sunday, I would get all this prompts saying, where's the program from last Friday? So it's always important that it be shared, and I know that GBN is doing a good job of that. They share everything on We Culture.
Yes. It's linked, so once it comes, it goes to the We Culture page. So, guys, thank you once again. We continue, as Scholar said, but we have not even touched, half of the whole entertainment thing. So there's a lot to continue discussing, and so we are going to continue to do what we're doing, and of course, with the input from our listeners and our viewers, I think definitely We Culture, will be remembered for the work it's doing. So, guys, thank you once again, and do have a good night. Enjoy the weekend. And
Godfrey, before you go, one thing that I noticed here, me and Richie, we t-shirt look black, but I find somehow the lighting in your and dark make all the t-shirt look purple.
Don't look pink and purple, and yours look brown.
Well,
I think that is a message.
According to a partner, man, you're trying to implement that sort.
Is that they don't working good?
Doc, I feel like trying to say.
Or the light bar.
Doc, I feel like trying to say we have other jersey and we ain't give them, I feel it's that. Doc, I tell you that they just don't want to say it. They just don't want to say it. They figure we are other jersey and we don't give them.
I'll find you a jack a purple jersey tonight. Don't try that.
My lighted.
We'll get jersey, but we'll get jersey. Jersey coming. So, guys, thanks again, and all the best, and have a great weekend. Yes, indeed. Okay, wonderful.
Position.
Kindly greasy pole, raise it high up the ladder. Let we set it on fire.